Okay, so welcome out to the garden, guys. My name's Rachel. Todd, you're at that 1870s homestead. I've been out here since 7, so it's 10 o'clock this morning working in my garden. I think this is the first Saturday I've had to dedicate to the garden.
Yeah, you don't actually have nothing going on today until 1 o'clock.
Right, so 3 hours left of my day to focus on getting some control back in the garden. Before I turn it over, I want to show you just all the things that I'm dealing with because it is June 26th or something.
Yeah, about that.
And when you let a garden get away from you for this long, it's a disaster. But I was just over here pouring some BT all over the stems of my zucchini because I never got them wrapped in time before the vine borers got to the stems. So I'm going to try to save them if I can. If not, we'll just replant. I still have time to replant for fall crop. But I have baby zucchinis on here, so we're going to see if I don't have an injectable thing, but if I just poured the BT on top of the stems, if that'll help.
So the first 3 hours of our morning has been spent weeding all of these onions. We have this grass stuff that keeps growing this year. Must be from the mulch that we put on to overwinter the bed. She got the onions cleaned up. So even though there's a lot of weed pressure, all the plants are looking amazing. You can see the tomatoes a little bit back there. A lot of them need to be tied up. But our project today to refresh and clean up the garden is to wood chip all these paths that we have, basically our walking paths, laid on a layer of cardboard and then a good 3, 4, 5 inch layer of wood chips. It's a little bit labor intensive because we can't really fit our tractor in here, so we got to tractor them back, dump them into wheelbarrows, and then wheelbarrow them in, all while laying cardboard as you go. So
Okay, well, while I am cardboarding this while Todd goes and runs and gets more loads of wood chips, this is the corn row, as you can see, and I planted bush green beans in front. And after I've weeded this once, I'm gonna have to weed it again. I don't know that I'll have time today, but my germination on those bush green beans, not so great. I never got a trellis installed for pole beans. So we're gonna make do this year with whatever I'm able to accomplish. That's what I'm saying. Behind me is this first of 2 sweet potato beds. The vines are getting big. One of my tips for growing sweet potatoes is just keep those vines flipped. Let the mother plant focus on building you a nice set of big sweet potatoes. If you let those vines set root, they're going to try to grow another sweet potato, and it just robs energy from the overall plant. If you have a long enough growing season, perfectly fine, let it do that, but we don't. So I need to keep the vines flipped back up over the top as they grow. Todd's coming, so let me get this last section wood chipped for him, or cardboarded. tell you what, this grass pressure is just awful this year. It's everywhere. That, and I have 1,000 baby maple trees growing. But here's the peas. They're not quite ready. I've shown this before, how to tell when they're ready. They're not quite ready yet, but you don't want to be able to squeeze the pod too freely. But they're getting close. Maybe one more week. Oh yeah, those are getting really, really close. But I'll just eat them for a snack. And the carrots, they're hanging on. We'll see if we have a carrot harvest yet. Let me turn you this way. Look at here. So beautiful peas, beautiful carrots, right? Well, this half of the row flooded. Look, hardly any peas and hardly any carrots. So unfortunately, that's just the state of my garden this year. I need to do something about this back section of the garden, really bring in some more soil amendments to really build this up. All these sunflowers you guys see in my garden, not a single one did I plant. They're all volunteers. So I'm working around the ones I want to keep while we're wood chipping today. The garden's starting to look back like Rachel's garden. Before long, I'll have it under control. Beets are looking great. I'm growing a golden variety of beets and a regular Detroit early beet. Some of them are about this size yet. I like to wait till mine get quite a bit bigger because I like to cut them up and can them for pickled beets. So it's okay if they go a little bit longer. But I'm definitely going to have a great beet harvest because I have this whole 3/4 of a bed, and then that back bed is a lot of beets. Look at this dill. I don't know where it came from. I have it all over the garden again this year, and it reseeded itself. I did not plant this. It's in my onions. It's here. It's somewhere else, maybe in the tomato row somewhere. So I thank you guys for coming out in the garden with me today and just getting caught up on a few things. I know I didn't show you everything. I'm still not quite ready for a garden tour. I really do want to get the garden back under control. But in all fairness, I needed to show you guys the state that my garden was in, and it was a disaster.